my topic for the grammar is modal verbs, as you can see that is written in front of you. Modal verbs enable the speakers for the different actions. They are possible on the different occasions and on the different meanings, ranging from the ability, permission, possibility, and so on. There are modal verbs belonging to the past, past tense, present tense, and the future tense. So some believe that there are numerous modal verbs, and some believe that there are only selected and specific modal verbs. So I have come here today with my lecture with the specific modal verbs. So I'm going to start with the most frequently used modal verbs. You have used them, you have seen them, you have read them, you have heard about them quite a lot of times. So let's begin our lecture because they are very confusing. When you are speaking, I think they are not confusing, but when you are using them in your writing skills, when you are using them in your grammar, so when you are using them in your MCQs, like when some questions appear in front of you, students feel really harder times. So there are the two modal verbs, can and could. Can is the present and could is the past. So there is not much difference if you feel, but there is a difference. There is not a much difference, but there is a difference. So what is that difference? I'm going to talk here. And what others, like you see that I have written here the modal verbs in the pairs, like can and could, may and might, will and would, okay, shall and should. Can you see? So there is the series, so that my students can understand in the better way. Okay, so can and could. So can shows the ability and the permission and the authority, and can used more frequently where you are informal with the situations, with the speakers with whom you are talking with. Okay, like you are in one way you are seeking the permission, but on the other way you are very familiar with the fellow, like you are saying that can I use your pen, and you are not even waiting for the answer of that person. Okay, but may is not used in that place. So may is used at highly preferable situation, at highly formal situation. So where the person who is listening to you, with whom you are speaking to, is unknown to you, you are not having a very good terms of speaking, and you are formal with that person. Even you are sitting with that fellow, but you are saying that you are very careful in the speaking. So that's why you are saying, may I use your pen please, and you are waiting for the reply, you are waiting for the answer. When he agrees, when he gives you the reply, he or she gives you the reply, yes you may, yes you can, then, and he awards you with the pen, gives you the pen, then you start taking the pen and use it. In the similar situation, you are asking for anything. So here is permission, you see, permission. And in the may, there is also the permission, but there are the different sorts of permissions. So in the can, you are seeking the permission where the terms are very clear, you are very informal, you are quite having the freedom and authority with the person, right? And in the may, you don't have the authority, you are not at liberty, you are not at freedom. Okay, so you are leniently asking, you are showing some manners with the person, that may I have your pen please, may I have your cell phone for just one call, please, as my cell phone is running short of the credit. Sometimes it happens. So there is a difference between may and can. Can is authoritative. Okay, you may say that I can speak English. So can is ability. I can swim. I can ride the bike. I can drive my car very well. So that means you have the ability because you have learned it. So any skill which you know, any skill which you learn, so you use can. Okay? And any skill you do not, and you are quite sure, okay, I cannot do this. You are quite sure and you are flatly saying, oh, no, I cannot do this. So there you use cannot. Okay, and when you are asking for somebody, can you? So where the terms are very clear. Okay, could, ability in the past. You say that when I was a child, I could ride a bike. Like when I was at the age of 10, I could ride a bike. So that was your ability when you were a kid. Okay, I was 15, I could drive the car. So that means showing the ability in the past. But could is used in the present as well. When you are soft, when you are mannered, when you are formal, when you are asking questions. Could you tell me, please, where is the post office? Could you tell me where is the office to the DC? Okay, you are just walking your way and you are just seeing a passerby, that person you do not know properly, and you are showing your mannerism. You are asking him that, could you tell me the time, please? You don't have the watch and cell phone, suppose. Could you tell me the time, please? You cannot say, can you tell me the time, please? Or may you tell me the time, please? You cannot say like this. Okay, what instead? Could you tell me the time, please? Could you tell me where the post office is? Could you tell me where the office of the DC is? Like that, in this situation. And then now can, could, may, might. Now might is possibility. When things are just sure, possible. Things are just, when you are seeing the situation, atmosphere, when you see the black clouds, you are saying that it might rain today. When you see the black clouds, when you see the atmosphere of the rain, and then you announce to yourself, it might rain. And you say to your family members that dad might come tonight. Father might come tonight. So that means the possibility is there, the surety is there, the certainty is there. So might is different from the may. Could is different from the can. Even they are having the same family. Could is the past tense of the can, might is the past tense of the may, but they are different. Usage is different. Like may is used for the permission, might is not used for the permission, might is used for the possibility, surety, certainty. Okay, happening. Okay, then will and would. Will is used for the willingness, future action, delayed action, intention. Okay, will. I will help you. I will give you money. Delayed action. I will. I don't know when. Okay, but here is the willingness. I will join you tonight. I will join you guys tonight. So means you are showing your confirmation. So will also shows the confirmation, will also shows the confirmation, will also shows the willingness, and it is the future sign. It is the sign of the future tense. Will. Shall is little different. Okay, but would is entirely different. Would is the past tense of the will. Like you can say that when he was a child, he would come to stay with us. He was a child, he would come to stay with us. Now here would is not showing the future, would is showing the past. He would come to stay with us. And would also shows the, can you show it closely? Would shows the preferences, desires. Preferences, desires, like I would like to call upon the stage to Mr. Sajid Hayat, who will come and deliver his presentation. I would like to call Mr. Yasser and he will come and deliver his presentation. I would like, that means it is my preference. Out of 50 students, I am just choosing out 2 students. So what will you take, sir? I would like to eat pizza. So this is my preferences. Will you take tea or coffee? I will prefer tea over coffee. I would like to have tea over coffee. So that means would is used where you are preferring something. So would is used for the preferences, for the desires, I would say. So means this is your desire. So I know that there are too many modal verbs, and I have to finish these modal verbs in one lecture. So that's why I have to hurry. And then shall. Shall is also the future sign, but it shows supposition. It does not show the confirmation. Now what is the difference between will and shall? Now one thing that makes different from will and shall, will shows the confirmation and shall shows the supposition. Supposition means doubt. Supposition, you are mere supposing. Okay, shall we come with you? Shall we join with you? So that means you are giving your supposition, you are giving your mere suggestion. Whether it will be approved or not, you don't know. Okay, you are just saying, shall we join? Shall I say something? So you are not sure that whether your question will be approved or not, but you are saying, shall I say something? Okay, you are not saying, will I say something? You are not saying, shall I say something? You are very polite in this way. Okay, and then and it is also a kind of intention that you are exhibiting, that you are exposing on the same time. And then should is a very softer advice, that you should not kill your time, you should not waste your time. But should is a very soft advice. Somebody is saying whether you do it or not, you should not waste your time, you should not loiter in the street, you should not roam and wander about. Okay, should, advice. And should is also used for the regret, reproach, means something that should have not been done. You should have come earlier. So that means you did not come earlier. You should have not said this. You should have not said this means तुम्हें ये नहीं कहना चाहिए था. So that means you said this. Okay, electricity should have come. लाइट को आना चाहिए था, लेकिन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं आई. So that is used in the past. Should is used in the past. They should have won. उनको मैच जीतना चाहिए था, but they did not win actually. So should is used in this sense in the past. And then B2. B2 means, okay, B means is, MR and all types of helping verb. So means have to and are to, am to, is to, every type of helping verb you are using. Infinitive. Okay, means forced circumstances. Forced circumstances means you are not willing. You don't want to, but you have to. Okay, we have to take the class of physics. Like, you don't like the subject, but it is your compulsion. You are forced to attend any class. Okay, we have to take the class of physics. We have to take the class of grammar today, because it's very necessary for us. Okay, we have to. When you are using we have to, you have to, I have to, so that means you are not willing. It is the forced action. Very few people know this. Okay, you cannot use must and have to together. You must have to do this. It's a blunder in grammar. You must have to do means you cannot use both, because they both do the same work. Okay, ought. Now what's the difference between ought and should? Ought is also the advice and should is also the advice, but ought is a very strong recommendation. Ought is a very strong recommendation, means ought is a very strong advice. Okay, you ought to pay the electricity bills. You ought to respect your elders. So means when you do not do anything which you ought to do, so there will be a kind of loss of yours. But when you do not do anything that you should do, so there is not loss of yours. So this is the difference between ought and should. So means should, ought is moral. Okay, ought is moral duty, moral obligation. Used to means this is the repeated action in the past. Like we used to live in the village in 2010. We used to live. I used to study in the government school when I was in the 6th grade. I used to. So this is the repeated action in the past. Okay, then need to. Need to means when you have a need, when you are running short, when you don't have anything. Okay, like morally or physically. Okay, you need to buy this thing. You need to buy some more shirts. You need to buy some more shoes. You need to have something for your, you need to improve your vocabulary. You need not to do this thing. Means unnecessity. You need not. This is all about the modal verbs. And must. Must means you are obligated to do something. Means when, if you do not do, there will be a loss of yours. You must come. You must do this. You must not do this. So must is very strong. Okay, must is very strong, like the ought. But must does not take the infinitive. Ought takes the infinitive. So I have tried to cover the 13 modal verbs in single lecture. I think it's difficult. So I hope that I might have done the justice with all these, and I have passed the message to you, and it is thorough, and you have got it, you have understood it. If you have understood, then tomorrow is your turn to deliver the same. Thank you so much.